Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Chorus Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game, I play it for a week, and then I talk about it. This week's game is Tiran Chaser for the PS4. It was released in 2021 and is a driving simulator. Developed by Stas Shostak and published by Samustai Limited. And also there'll be spoilers up ahead just so you know, but first a little backstory. So I picked this game up during the same sale as 19 Plus. And the game looked kind of familiar, and I couldn't figure out why until I started it up, because apparently I watched a YouTuber play it back in the day. So as you start up the game, you're at a motel, you're a woman, you're about to go on your night shift. And this game is about hunting down titans or chasing them. Think Godzilla, King Kong, those kind of monsters, those kind of sizes, I mean. So you pick up a key in a drawer, you interact with it with square, you pick it up, and you can turn on the tap water or turn it off. You can turn off the TV, lights, and you can flush the toilet even. And the character makes remarks on this when you do it. So you head out to your car, and across the yard there is a guy called Joseph. You pick up a pair of keys from him as well, but I am not sure what they're for. And by the way, this game takes place in the middle of the night because titans usually come out at that time. And there's like a lockdown due to this, but once you get into the car you will find a mixtape and a letter from a guy named Clark, so you can play this mixtape on your radio. It's like a normal cassette. So what more can you do? You can interact with the car, just like any car. You can put on the headlights and lamps and engine, handbrakes, windows and stuff. There's even a compass, and on top of the rear view mirror there is the Titan quest you choose. At the beginning of a mission you pick a quest, and that's the monster or a Titan you will hunt down for today, or the night I should say. And by the way, also the first one I played, which is the Wyvern, it's a foggy setting. Think Silent Hill, and you drive out in your car trying to look for a pterodactyl on a bridge. But of course the pterodactyl Wyvern thing is not on the bridge. You have to drive around a bit, and eventually you will find him on a smaller bridge, or her I should say. It's actually her. So you chase it down and it moves to a bigger bridge. And this is the main thing with these creatures. They come out at night because they don't like sunlight or UV light. So you shine a light upon it and it moves on to a bigger bridge and so on. So the main point of this mission is to make it go to a source of blue light, and then you get some interactions. So you can't get hurt in this game by any of the titans, but you know, they sure can be scary. There's the thing coming up with the Kråkan that actually scared me a bit. So for the first mission I just drove around, and I didn't know about the instructions in the rear view mirror or the note attached to it. So I drove around, and the characters kind of said, I grew up here, my parents live kind of here, and she lives in this place called Bright City. I was like, So apparently these titans are tied to the quest you chose. I didn't know that until I went back to the start menu, but from there on it became much more easier to navigate the different quests. So once you're done with the Wyvern quest, you move on to the Titan quest. And this is something that I don't like. It's a grammatic thing. Well, there are actually two titans, so it's not Titan, but titans. So they're out in the fields, and you're supposed to lure them in with the lights yet again. Think big hulking King Kong things with glowing eyes. So the third quest that I tried was the Kråkan, and the mission revolves around going down to Bright City, which there is where the Kråkan is held. It's lured to the city lights, if I remember correctly. So you're supposed to go down to the shorefront and activate some sirens. And there are two sirens, and there's like a control tower. So this actually freaked me out a bit, because I hate deep waters and what lurks beneath the surface. I don't know what the phobia is called, but I hate the idea of something being under the surface. So once you get out of this kind of drained out field, you see the Kråkan in full motion, waving its tentacles towards the city, and you activate the sirens and you do the controller thing, and the Kråkan goes for you. And you kind of wake up in your car like nothing happened, but I was like, oh, I don't like this. My new big screen TV, I was kind of small. So during this mission, there's also an interaction with the character and the environment itself. It's actually starts to rain, and the character remarks that it's like rainy season, and it's lightning and stuff. And that is also what it gives the effect, because you see nothing on this big field, and all of a sudden lightning flashes, and you see this tentacle monster Kråkan thing, which is kind of cool. And then you have the epilogue, if you don't count the Halloween special. And the epilogue ends with the main character actually talking to her car, which she names Christina, and it actually talks back. Not like Knight Rider kind of style, but it talks back, so you have to make a decision on where to go next. I don't know, I find it kind of funny. It's a little bit fourth wall breaking in my mind at least, but I had fun playing this week and it's a very special game in my opinion. So gameplay. You're working the night shift in order to take care of the Titans and discover their secrets. And in order to get rid of the lockdown protocols, I guess. Control. The square button interacts with things. The X button jumps when you're out of the car. Left stick moves you around. And the right stick is look. L1 is zoom. You can zoom within or without the car. It's actually useful for reading the signs on the road on where to go when you need to find a specific Titan or just when you need to get some clarification on things. R2 is accelerate once you're in the car, but remember to release the brake so you can actually go somewhere. The L2 is brake, and there's a way to actually turn on a third perspective from the car, which would have been useful and cool when you're driving next to big Titans and stuff, but I couldn't figure it out. Graphics. This game was made in a Unity engine, and I like the foggy landscape during nighttime. It plays on your imagination, and that's what I like. So I like series like the X-Files and all these kind of spooky kind of settings. So this is a game that is very atmospheric, and I like that a lot. Sound and music. Kråkan and Koma, Ilona Kovalenko made the soundtrack, and she also, the last person, did the voiceover for the main character. The voiceover isn't that good actually, but she's Ukrainian, so English is not her first language, so I can kind of understand where she's coming from with that. But the music is actually good. In the hotel, you can actually listen to some beatbox, hip-hop beats, and it wasn't at all what I expected it to be. So there's a cool thing when you start up the game, you have an introduction, and it's like if you're listening to like in headphones and whatnot, and when you turn into the room scene, it plays from the radio, so it's a seamless transfer, which is kind of cool. Easter eggs, secrets, and glitches. So I found out one glitch. If you're in the car and turn on night vision, which is useful to hunt down some of the walking Titans, if you restart to any mission, you will start with the night vision on as a person, not in the car. And I think that's a glitch. So in conclusion, I wrote, yes, play it if you're curious. It's an atmospheric game, but it's mainly just a chill driving simulator. So I know this game is not for everyone, but if you like short games, exploring, driving around, looking for Titans, just chilling, it's your type of game. So I felt a little bit stressed this week. I recorded this just before Christmas and I was stressed for time. So I feel like I rushed this thing through and I couldn't, get so much gameplay time in, if that makes sense. But I hope you guys liked it regardless. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.